Hello guys and welcome to my channel. This channel is dedicated to posting important updates, especially on different travel requirements from different airlines going to different cities and provinces all over the Philippines. Please subscribe to this channel so that you will be able to get the important updates as they come. In this video, we're going to talk about the travel document requirements for Philippine Airlines passengers going to Tacloban City. Before we proceed to the travel document requirements, let us first know what are the travel guidelines in flying with PAL. First is there should be a mandatory wearing of face mask and face shields and observance of physical distancing. So minimum health standards should always be followed at all times when traveling via Philippine Airlines. Next travel guideline is the mandatory use of the Trace mobile application to generate and scan the QR code. So before you go to the airport for your flight, be sure that you have downloaded, installed the Trace app in your smartphone and kung pwede, na fill out na yung details mo para ready na for scanning. So may QR code ka na ready so that when you arrive in the airport, wala nang hassle sa entrance. Those who don't have a smartphone, I guess you have to coordinate with the airport personnel. They will assist you in creating a contact tracing mechanism kung wala kang Trace mobile application dahil wala kang smartphone. Next is, it is also mandatory to register via the Philippine Airlines passenger profile and health declaration form as early as 5 days before departure. So kung meron kang flight with PAL, 5 days before dapat meron ka ng na-fill upan na health declaration form. So paano to at saan to ma-access? I will give the link via the description below. And lastly, yung PAL ay may regular sanitation and disinfection of all airline facilities and equipment to make sure that you have a safe travel. Now let's proceed to the travel document requirements for returning overseas Filipinos or ROFs. Okay, first, you have to register under the Balik Tacloban project through any of the following platforms. So Tacloban has a specific way of registering inbound passengers. So you have to go to the website baliktacloban.tacloban.gov.ph, or if you don't want to do that, you can also register through the downloadable Tacloban City or Safe City mobile device application. Okay, so downloadable to. So malamang nasa ano to, nasa Google Play Store. So pakihanap na lang. Or you can also go through the following hotline numbers. So yan, nakalista po ang mga numero. Kung ayaw nyong pumunta sa website or mag-download ng application, pwede kayong tumawag. After the registration, you are going to submit, okay, these requirements to the following email address, baliktacloban@gmail.com. Ano ang isasubmit natin? Ito. Kung ikaw ay returning overseas Filipino, you need to submit a government-issued ID, a negative RT-PCR test result upon arrival to the Philippines, and a Bureau of Quarantine certification. Para naman sa mga returning residents or maybe locally stranded individuals, ito po ang dapat ninyong gawin. Register under the Balik Tacloban project pa rin, okay? Through its website, mobile app, or through the following hotline numbers. After the registration for returning residents, you need to submit uh, these requirements to the baliktacloban@gmail.com email address. The requirements are a government-issued ID. For infants, children without valid ID, certificate of live birth should be provided. And if available, barangay certification issued by the authorized barangay official of the place of origin, attesting that the bearer is neither a probable suspected nor confirmed COVID-19 patient. So ang sure na requirement dito ay itong government-issued ID for adults and certificate of live birth for children. Itong pangalawa, itong barangay certification is optional lang kung available lang naman siya. Proof na hindi ka po COVID patient or suspected na COVID patient. Para naman sa mga authorized persons outside of residence or APORs, ganun pa rin. So, register under the Balik Tacloban project through any of the following ways: website, app, or hotline numbers. And then after that, you need to submit the following requirements to the email address baliktacloban@gmail.com, a company ID, and a travel order with itinerary in Tacloban City. So yung travel order, again, should come from the company na nagpadala sa'yo as an APOR to Tacloban City. Para naman sa mga transients or visitors, yung dadaan lang sa Tacloban at mga bisita, no? So, ganun pa rin. Meron pa rin tayong Balik Tacloban Project registration via the website, app, and hotline numbers. After registration as transients or visitors, you need to submit to the email address baliktacloban@gmail.com the following requirements. But these requirements are dependent or based on what kind of transient you are. So there is a category of transient, and those are transients going to Tacloban City and transients coming from Tacloban City going outside of the city but will be returning. We will discuss these requirements. For transients going to Tacloban City, you need to submit to baliktacloban@gmail.com, the email address, the following: a government-issued ID and a barangay certification, if available only, attesting that you are neither a probable, suspected, nor confirmed COVID-19 patient. For transients coming from Tacloban City, going outside of the city but will be returning for 7 days or less. Okay? Remember this, na? So, you're going outside of the city but will be returning to Tacloban. Pero within 7 days only, ito yung requirements: government-issued ID and barangay certification from Tacloban City inclusive of the travel dates. So ito siya, hindi ito optional. This is really required, itong barangay certification. Na ikaw ay lalabas ng Tacloban City at babalik within 7 days. Kung ikaw naman ay transient na lalabas sa Tacloban City pero babalik, but more than 7 days kang mawawala, okay? Ito naman yung isasubmit mo: government-issued ID and a barangay certification from barangay of origin if available. So, if available lang naman to. So, hindi ito mandatory, in my opinion. Okay? That's how I understand it. So, if available only, barangay certification. Pero, kung hindi, then you have to issue only a government-issued ID as requirement para sa mga transients to na lalabas ng Tacloban City at babalik sa Tacloban City, okay, more than 7 days yung kanyang pag-stay outside. Okay. So yan, please know the difference between those two, ha, and review na lang the video kung medyo narito kayo ng konti. Okay, you can always review at the part na doon din-discuss yung requirement. And those are the requirements for Philippine Airlines passengers going to Tacloban City. Okay, so para sa mga ROFs, returning overseas Filipinos, LSIs, or returning residents, APORs, and even transients and visitors. Those are the requirements. Paki-review po. You can always go back to the part where that or those set of requirements are discussed and i-take note nyo para pagdating nyo sa airport, kompleto ang inyong mga requirements. And thank you po for watching. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell for more updates. And sana po safe kayo. Have a safe travel. Okay? Have a safe trip. Thank you so much and have a good day.